Y'all come on in. Come in, real deal. Come in, real deal. Come in, real deal. We want to talk about Bryan Kohberger and Nancy Grace. I want to give my commentary on Nancy Grace, on Bryan Kohberger that wore gloves to the grocery store. I'm gonna give y'all time to get in. Y'all need to hit the like button to support Lenita with her commentary, and I'm gonna keep it real. Uh, when I get my commentary, y'all hit the like button. Hit the likes up. Hit the likes up. Hit the likes up. Get the likes up. Get the likes up. Y'all get the likes up. Support the channel, please. Please, because I'm giving y'all some great information. Please hit the like button. Please get them lights up. What's wrong with y'all? Get them lights up. Get them lights up. I'm at camp in a minute. Okay, y'all. Let's get. Come on, y'all. Come on in. As you come in, please support the channel. If you're gonna listen, please hit the like button. Okay. And a lot of y'all are hitting the like buttons, and a lot of you not. But if you're gonna listen, hit the like button, because I'm gonna tell y'all something that you need to know. Now, what I'm gonna do is, hold on for a minute. I'm gonna get my commentary. Um, uh, Bryan Kohberger and why he wore gloves. Why he wore plastic gloves. You know, it's a lot of innocent men and women. It's behind bars because of innocence. You know, they haven't did anything. It's just what you think they did was wrong. And it's not fair. So we're gonna talk about hold on, y'all. Move, camper. Camper, y'all know who camper is. Okay, yeah. Hold on. Y'all come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in, real deal. Come on in. We're going to talk about today. I heard. Put that thing in front of your door, T. Kohberger, Bryan Kohberger, and a lot of things that Nancy Grace said about Kohberger. I'm not agreeing with everything that she said. I don't care what else she is. Some things I agree with her, sometimes I don't. Now, Kohberger wore plastic gloves in the grocery store. What Nancy Grace is saying about him wearing uh, plastic gloves in the grocery store, I put on plastic gloves in the grocery store. Just because I'm not in the case, I'm not proven to be an innocent person. So I'm looking at this thing a whole lot of ways that y'all not looking at it. Okay, okay. Let's listen to this. Let me turn it off. Y'all. Let me turn it off. Hold on. Okay. So y'all can hear. Okay.
Murders to avoid leaving a trail of evidence? And did Kohberger's cell phone pings track along with the victims for weeks before the murders? This as the victim former roommate breaks her silence to reveal a final text to slave victim Maddie Mogan.
Okay. I gave y'all the heads up what that girl said. The roommate. She's speaking of that girl that we did the other day. The day that we already talked about her. Her friend, Maddie's friend. Maddie's friend said that you don't know who looking at that house. Really, you don't know who looking at that house. Look what's going on at that house. Anybody can have the access to go in and out your house where you supposed to be protected and sleep at. And y'all just trying to blame it on Kohberger. Listen to the friend again. No, we already did this. We already did this commentary, but we haven't did a commentary on what Nancy Grace had to say. Listen. Look at this girl. For some reason, I don't trust this girl. I feel like this girl don't want to be involved in what they doing. Because she's supposed to be a friend of Maddie's. She had to leave the house. She had to leave the house. Allegedly, she's going to break her silence.
Message to her was like, "Are you okay?" And I feel like right then and there I kind of just knew that something was wrong.
That emotional sound of the former roommate from our friends at KXLY. You were hearing Ashlyn Couch as she desperately tried to reach Maddie Mogan, having no idea what had happened. Again, thank you for being with us. A lot happening in the Bryan Kohberger case. Joining me an all-star panel to make sense of what we know right now. But first, listen to this.
Ashlyn Couch transferred her lease at 1122 King Road to Xander Kernodle just 6 months before Kernodle, Ethan Chapin, Madison Mogan, and Kaylee Gonzalez were slain in the home. Couch remembers getting an alert from the university and immediately reaching out to friends still in Moscow. Couch's last text to Mogan before learning of her death was, "Are you okay?" Couch followed up in a group chat with friends. "Has anyone heard from Maddie?" Couch says the thought that the murders could have happened earlier is unsettling, commenting that you never know how long someone is watching your house.
Okay, now look, let's take it for that. Maddie, what did you say to Adam? Listen to what you just heard about the roommate was so concerned about what Madison said to Adam. Madison said what she had to say to Adam. You remember this? If you don't, you haven't been with it. But I don't want to talk to nobody who haven't been following this case with me, because you're going to be lost. Now, the best friend knows something. She said, Katie asked Madison, "What did you say to Adam?" And here is the friend, the roommate that used to live in the house, is concerned about Madison. So who is the victim in this case? Is it Madison? Is it Kaylee? Is Kaylee the problem? Is it not Madison? Is Madison calling for help and they know how to ask for help? Madison told Adam what happened.
Again, you are hearing from KXLY. That was Ashlyn Couch speaking, trying, again, desperately to get in touch with King Road. King Road?
Well, Ashlyn was talking about how 6 months before this happened, she actually was moving, and so Xana Kernodle took over her part of the lease on the King Road home, got her room. But Ashlyn was still in contact with her friends from there. And so during that time period when the murders happened, an alert from the college went out and said, we've had a homicide near campus. And immediately, Ashlyn Couch thought of her friends in the King Road house. That's why she was reaching out right away.
Yeah. That young lady knew there's something going on in that house. Everybody knew. You knew. I knew. You didn't understand. They didn't understand. Why all them people in their house? Y'all ask that question. I'm going to tell you, I done been on college campus. But they off college campus. How did they know about that house? How did they know about that house? How? How did these friends know about this house? And y'all trying to only blame Kohberger when everybody had the key to the house. Now, Nancy want to blame Kohberger because Kohberger was in the area. A lot of people was in the area. Now, Kohberger saw what happened. And I've been saying this from day one. Kohberger saw what happened. Okay?
And watching me and or obviously her roommates there. So that in itself, I think the authorities, need to dig into that if they haven't already. That's pretty telling.
Hand in hand with what you were talking about is potential evidence, and we saw it in the Alex Murdaugh trial, where Murdaugh's phone was traveling along with his wife, Maggie Murdaugh, before her phone was thrown unceremoniously out of his vehicle the night of the murders. Now, reports that we're going to hear evidence that his phone, Bryan Kohberger, was spotted in cell phone pings in and around where the victims were in the weeks leading up to the murders. To Mark Taylor.
Okay, let me go to Nancy Grace. Nancy Grace said that Bryan Kohberger cellular was being exactly where in the area that everything was going on, okay? Y'all got to ask yourself why they chosen Kohberger. It's a lot of people phone binging over there in the area. Not only Kohberger. Kohberger, everybody like to drive by their house. A lot of people don't like to go in the house. A lot of people don't like to drive by the house. A lot of people like to know they can do what they want to do in the house. But why y'all blaming Kohberger because he put on gloves? He went in the grocery store with gloves on his hand. We all were doing that. I never want to touch the bucket that somebody else, because y'all don't wash your hands. Y'all don't wash your hands when y'all touch those buckets in the grocery store. Y'all do like that. Blow your nose like that. And y'all ugh. I didn't just get like that when the pandemic came around. Come on now. Him wearing gloves don't mean that he's a killer in the grocery store with gloves on. Pandemic just a year. Come on, Say what you want to say in the chat, y'all. I don't have no mark to talk to y'all. I want to say hello.
High-profile lawyer out of Savannah, partner with the Tate Law Group. Mark, thank you for being with us. What do you make about that potential evidence that where they went on several occasions, his cell phone would ping as well?
Sure, I think that's
just
something.
a coincidence, Mark Tate?
Well, it may be. Remember, he went to school just 8 miles away.
Thank
If I was
you.
defending this case, I would say, if you're going to use cell phone pings to prosecute him, then you have to look into the fact that he has put forth an acceptably under Idaho law that he has an alibi, which is he has to state a specific place where he was and the witnesses who will put him there. The witnesses here are the cell phone pings. So the problem that we have here is that the prosecution's going to use cell phone pings to put him stalking these victims. Then they're going to have to deal with the fact that he says those same pings put him in the woods stargazing or whatever thing it is he's going to claim he's doing. And so I think that the cell phone pings may be helpful and interestingly so, to both sides, because remember, the defendants here, the defense counsel, has a job to maintain that this man is innocent until proven guilty.
There you go. There you go.
And they are fighting
Mark
very
Tate.
hard. They've not made this
Mark
easy for the
Tate.
prosecution. Yes.
Mark Tate, when you're between a rock and a hard spot, do you just immediately regurgitate innocent till proven guilty? We all know that.
Absolutely.
Everybody watching this program right now is a legal eagle. If his cell phone is moving along where they go, if they go to this food truck, there's his cell phone. If they go to that restaurant, oop, there he is again. I mean,
but see, Nancy, my thing is with this situation right there, why is Kohberger phone on one at this scene? Kohberger phone should be the only one being nowhere. You got people who was in the house once supposed to be in the house. Why they phone not being? They got cell phones. You got people in and out of their house that worried about their phone. What about their phone? What is it about their phone? What? I think y'all just trying to find out what happened. Nancy's trying to find out what happened. She don't believe that. She don't believe that. She's just saying it. But you just can't say that because the boy's phone was in that area that it was binging over there. Oh, his phone was binge over there. Y'all phone was binge over there. If you was over there, it's a lot of people over there in the apartments. A lot of people in them houses. Across the house. Everybody was in the house. Fraternities was in their house. Not only Kohberger. Whew.
Mac that at one bar he was actually asked to leave because he was making female patrons feel totally skeeved out by asking them questions such as, hey, what's your home address?
Oh yeah, he freaked out. He actually scared people or women in this bar to a point where they actually made a note on the tickets when he had been there previously. It wasn't just one time, Nancy. He had been to this bar several times, and each time it got progressively worse to where none of the women wanted to wait on him anymore.
So, to you, Karen Stark joining us, and boy, do we need a shrink. Karen Stark joining us, TV, radio, trauma expert.
Now, most of y'all guys don't make women feel pleasure at the bar when you ordering your drink. Hey, just give me 2. Hey, what are you doing? I don't want this. I didn't ask for this. If Bryan Kohberger, I'm just trying to follow this story right here. It don't make sense.
Just consultant. That's KarenStark.com. Karen with a C. Karen, I would as having been to over 10.
This, Nancy.
I grew up always on the bigger side as a kid. I was always
hated throughout this, Jessica Morgan, is the way that some of the victims have been portrayed as like party girls, tramps.
But you know what? Now come on, come on, Grace. Come on, Nancy. Y'all, if they had been from some black girls, y'all would have said the same thing about them. They're gonna look at them as tramps. They're gonna look at them as this. They're gonna look at this as that. So they don't get no special privileges on this case. No telling what was going on in the house. We don't know what kind of thing going on in the house. It's no way that the police should be coming to the house where you lay your head. And people have to put a code in to get in your door. Somebody put a code in to get in Katie's room. It got to be somebody know that, and the person that y'all not are putting in this is the ex-boyfriend. Y'all don't want to add the ex-boyfriend to this situation. The ex-boyfriend definitely has to be questioned. Why y'all let him go? Because his folks is a big-time person. No. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do this in this case. Y'all want to make that person, y'all want to make a clean, when you come down to these cases, stop trying to stereotype where everybody don't do drugs, everybody don't do that. These folks do the same thing any other color do. But y'all don't want to admit inside the situation that's what's going on. I guarantee you that some substances is involved in this case. But y'all don't want to add it in the case due to the fact of their complexion. You need to stop that. Stop it, because I'm not going to do it. I think that substances and what going on in that house over those girls' head has been placed in this situation that we don't know about. Somebody allegedly could have lied and said that they lived there. People will get in their house doing what they want to do. If you was a dealer, you can go in there and do what you got to do. You can cook and do everything you got to do. Because no, they're not at home. And you got to remember when I did the video the other day, I said that Madison said she was frustrated. Stop trying to make kids stereotype kids because of complexion. They all allegedly does the same thing. But fun is fun to them. And stop trying to make it so pretty, because it's not pretty.
Out too late, drinking. That's
Thank
not
you.
true. Yes, they were out that night. They were heading into the Thanksgiving weekend. They were not out any later than any other student would be on a party night. None of these girls have arrest histories. No, nothing like that. They're all making good grades. They're beloved by their family.
Nancy, if it had been the other way around, they'd been the same way about their family. There'd been some good girls. They just out. But they had been the other opposite color of my complexion. Y'all been saying something different right here. Y'all been saying something different. And I can be the same they are, but on my complexion. Y'all got to stop that. Stopping that things cannot happen. Okay?
And you know what, Joe Scott Morgan? As I always say, birds of a feather flock together. When I look at Ashlyn Couch and I hear her speak, that tells me not only who she is, but who her friends are. I mean, Joe Scott, I don't see you hanging out with the dope dealer down at the corner. Why? Because you have nothing in common. In college, in law school.
Why she bring it up? Why did Nancy bring up the dope dealer? Why did Nancy Grace bring up the dope dealer? She brought up the dope dealer because the same thing I just told y'all. I'm not about to let these girls be clean just because they're complexion. I'm not going to do it. 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 I don't care what nobody say about me. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care. Young is young, okay? They make mistake in their life. It's too much. Medicine says she was frustrated. Betty is frustrated about what's going on in the house. Why y'all running over them? Why are y'all taking advantage? Y'all got to go back and look at the housekeeper. Y'all got to look at the housekeeper. They left Medicine in charge. Medicine can't handle what y'all putting out there for her. You know, telling who else was out there in this house. Why did they have to take all three of them? Because all three of them know something of what was going on in the house. Why didn't they take the other two? Y'all ain't talking about them other two girls in the house who are alive. Y'all want us to put the focus on the girls that is alive in the house. No, I'm not going to do that. Y'all going to focus on why is those two girls alive and do these two girls, it's not away. Y'all need to focus on why she called her friends over, but she didn't have the nerve to call the police. She called them over first. That's tampering with evidence. That's tampering with evidence. I don't care what y'all say about this situation. Something ain't right about this situation.
Oh, I was studying. I got 2 jobs and I've got to get through law school and I got to pass the bar on the first try. That's not what I was doing. I had my eye on a different prize. When I look at Ashley Couch, the good girl, that tells me who these victims were. And I've had it about up to here with people trashing them or their parents or their mom or I think it's so wrong. And that is going to happen at this trial unless the judge wakes up and pays attention.
One of the things I find fascinating about her interaction, and particularly where she was domiciled in this location, and you were mentioning earlier, could she testify? This is what I think personally that she's going to testify to. Kind of the standard rattle and hum of what it was like living in that home. Remember, as you had mentioned, talking about partying and all this sort of thing, one of the things that came out early on in this case was this thought that this was party central, right? No one knows the codes to the door. It's always open. The sliders are open. People can come and go as they please. Well, Ashlyn, I think, kind of from a historic standpoint, she will be able to talk about that as she lived there. And this is not something that perhaps just occurred out of the blue. If this was a party location, it had been a party location for a while. And I think that that's going to be rather probative in this case.
Now, I'm about to talk to y'all. Why is it important that we talk about that house? It's been a party house forever. Whoever moved in the house, it's a party place forever. It's a party house. Why would you want somebody to spend their money? Let's go back. I tell you what you need to do. And he did a slick job at this. The owner of the house. The owner of the house tore that house down real quick. He tore that house down real quick. Because this ain't the first time something happened in that house. It ain't the last time something was going to happen in that house. If he didn't tear that house down, things were going to keep happening in the house. Now, are those girls unalive because of the owner of the house? Think about it. I'm going to give y'all something to think about. Are those girls unalive because of the owner of the house? I'm going to give y'all something to think about. Y'all don't want to look at the truth when it comes down to these shows.
Hey, and another thing about that, Joe Scott Morgan, I will never forget. I moved into off-campus housing with some other co-eds. This is an undergrad. And I had my parents come visit. I got it all ready and cleaned it, everything. Well, wouldn't you know, this was on a Saturday night. They were coming Sunday after church. I was waiting on them. Little did I know that the guys below me, I lived on the top floor, the SAEs. I had no idea who they were. I never knew them. Had a huge kegger in the front yard. And somebody had spray painted curse words all on the interior of when my parents walked in. I'm not even going to say what they were, but they alluded to sex acts. And my parents walked in to see this in red.
Well, it all depends on the area that. Now, listen to what her parents. See, she talking like me because you can tell.
Are you a yoga studio owner or manager, tirelessly juggling multiple tools to run your business?
They tore that house down for a reason. They tore that house down for a reason. Every time y'all see that house, y'all see what? The 4 Idaho students. They're turning. Why they just not tearing that house down? Why they just now tearing that house down? That house should have been torn down years ago when that little girl, when that other girl got, y'all ain't thinking about the first girl who was killed in that house. The librarian. Y'all ain't thinking about her. Hold up. And I believe that they, just like Kohberger, Kohberger is just like anybody else. Kohberger is just like anybody else that came in and out that door. To me, I just don't think that he's the only killer. Now, if you're going to add this boy right here to this, if you're going to add this boy right here in this case, hold on, y'all. If you're going to add him in this, who else is in this? Is Kohberger friends of the girls who in the house? Is Kohberger initiation with these guys, initiated stuff with these guys or with these girls? I really don't think it might not be no guys that did this, y'all. It could be some girls did this. A lot of times you got strong girl men's. Transgender men's in this situation. Do y'all think that transgender men's are in this situation? Or do y'all believe that transgender men's are in this situation? I just want to ask y'all that question. What it has to do with Cole Bryan is because the way Cole Bryan walked and limped at the time that he was in court at this particular time, he moved side to side. I can kick his leg, I can hurt his leg, and stop him from coming inside of that house. Now, a lot of stuff that I agree with Nancy, and a lot of stuff I don't agree with Nancy, just because she's a specialist. Hell, I'm a specialist. Hold on.
About this. Well, why wasn't his DNA found on other locations on the sheath? And this is what I submit. I think that he may have wiped that sheath down at some point in time, but the devil.
I don't think he washed no sheet down. Man, ain't nobody got time to be doing all that bull mess. Ain't nobody got time to be doing all that bull mess. Why not? Okay, could it be somebody that Kohberger knows? All of them know? Everybody know? Could it be that somebody? Could it be a person that everybody know? Could it be that I was on my way over there to the house to buy some drugs, and I got caught in the mix, and my phone is binging over there in that area? It could be all that. That don't mean that I was in the killing. I don't know nothing about the killing. I could have been in that area to go ahead on and get what I got to get from that house. They got so many drug houses. They got so many drug houses. Don't try to clean up something just because of the complexion of a person. I don't trust none of them. I don't care. I don't trust no. I don't trust the house. And what happened in the house. I don't. I don't. Medicine no more than what y'all think. Who was there the longest? Who was about to graduate? Who knew something before they graduated? Ask that question.
Is always in the details, Nancy. That little hidden underneath side of that snap, which I think is where they probably recovered it, is not a place that you would commonly consider to wipe it down if you're looking to, get rid of anything that was there that would be an identifier for you. It's an area that he may have missed, and he left it behind in that one tiny area. I'm also interested in what type of gloves he had at his home. Did they find other gloves? So that's going to be a big tell in this case, Nancy.
A friend of an officer working the Bryan Kohberger murder investigation says Kohberger was very careful in the days before his arrest. The source says the cop followed Kohberger in Albrightsville, Pennsylvania, and observed him wearing plastic gloves while picking up groceries at a local Giant store. The cop also said that Kohberger's cell phone pings matched the movements of the victims for weeks before the murders.
Part of the hearing on the 14th is to talk about the different.
Let's listen to the court case, okay? Let's listen.
Different parts of that video that we've received and how we need the whole context. This is the video that they say places this car near the residence. We've received little tiny pieces of that. And we think Bryan's right to a fair trial means the public needs to know that they've withheld the audio from a great portion of that, and that it starts a long time before the little clip that we've received.
Man, is she burying the lead?
No. She doing her job for the defendant. Because y'all trying to hook the defendant on this case. Y'all trying to say that the defendant this and that and that. She doing what she's supposed to do. She's supposed to protect him. It ain't up to her. It's up to the jury. The prosecutor got to put this information on. The prosecutor is hiding some stuff. Hey, bring it out, prosecutors. Bring it out. Bring it out what you want to say about Kohberger. Bring it out. Bring it out. What that song said, bring it out, bring it out, bring it out. Now, here is a picture that I've been trying to examine. I've been trying to examine this picture for a long time. I've been trying to examine this picture for a long time. I've been trying to examine this picture for a long time. Only person I believe in this picture is these and country folks. Country people.
And what the video at the home, we believe, is going to portray. Guys, with me, an all-star panel.
I like this man. Listen to him.
Oh, you know what? I was just having my tea, and I didn't want to leave fingerprints on the cup, so I just thought I would use these. Okay. But that said, go ahead, Chris McDonough. Everybody take off your gloves. I promise not to collect your DNA. Well, not during the show anyway. Go ahead.
Yep. So Nancy, love the gloves. Right next to the murder scene, there's a house right on the corner there. And outside in the light socket for the front porch was an active...
Rise and shine, then head to DQ for breakfast. Choose a DQ breakfast bowl filled with
all... y'all. Let me stop this for y'all. Even though the breakfast is so delicious and so good, Hold up, yeah. I just think that it's more in the eye of this situation.
From the scene, they're going to show that vehicle.
I believe that
coming.
authority. I believe that authority is hiding what happened to those people in the house. See, it wasn't supposed to happen to the boy. It so happened that the guy who was there knew the killers. So we had to take him out because they knew us. Think about it, y'all. They killed everybody. They unalived everybody in the house. Now, that girl who down there with the boyfriend, with her boyfriend, they didn't have to kill the boyfriend. But the boyfriend know who that person is. So they got to take him out. They got to take the boyfriend out. Because the boyfriend know who that person is. It ain't got to be no Bryan Kohberger. He recognized, the guy recognized, you have to take her boyfriend out of here. It's because, oh, wait, yeah, hold on, yeah. You have to take Zayna, boyfriend. You have to take Zayna, boyfriend. I had to get rid of Zayna, boyfriend, because Zayna, boyfriend, know who the killer are. Think about that. Zayna, boyfriend doesn't live in the house, y'all. Y'all don't even think it. Zayna, boyfriend doesn't live in the house. Zayna, boyfriend doesn't live in the house. So, why did you kill him? Because they recognize who the killer was. It wasn't Kohberger. I think some women and a transgender men had to do something with this case. I really think it's a transgender, and I believe a transgender woman, a man, a transgender had to do something with this case. And they had to get rid of him because Zayna boyfriend know who the guy was. He know who the person was.
Into the crime scene area and or be leaving. And I don't know if they're going to be able to correlate that in relationship to some of the phone pings, because remember, he turned his phone off. So, that in of itself is going to be interesting. Now,
okay, now I can see why Bryan Kohberger turned his phone off. I can see why he turned his phone off. I'm not on his side. I'm for the what happened. Only reason why he turned his phone off is to protect. He knows the law. He already know the law. He studies this law. He studied the law. He studies the law. He know to turn his phone off. You have to ask yourself, what was his motive behind killing those three girls, the four people? Was he initiated? Was he initiated to do what he did? If he did it, I don't think Bryan is the only one did this. Okay, I tell you what. I don't think that Bryan Kohberger could be zoned out. And it ain't about zone out. I think it's some transgender in this situation. Go and check who's the transgender on this case, who are in this situation that don't care about those transgender being in the group that they're in. I think it's some transgenders in this. I think it's some transgender women in this. The transgender men, well, transgender. I want to respect them. For them to attack Zaina and her boyfriend while they was away, they could have whooped your butt together. Why didn't they whoop y'all butt together? Because once we've been doing TikToks, like I'm about to do in a few minutes. When I leave here, I ain't gonna tell no lie, I'm about to do some TikTok. And her boyfriend right in the room. I'm in the room. I'm in my bedroom. I'm about to do some TikTok. Ask yourself, is Bryan Kohberger a transgender? I think a transgender person is in this case. And, you know, it is what it is. But with him going in the grocery store with plastic gloves on, don't mean he's a killer. For him with a gloves on during this time when we're going through the pandemic with gloves on, let's scratch that out, y'all. This your girl, a real deal, Lenita Gill. Hey, y'all, I love y'all. Please keep it real all the time. I'm out. What's the scoop? The scoop is y'all got the wrong man.